As you can see on screen right now, we are finally here with TREMOR Kameo in Mortal Kombat 1. This video will show you everything you need to know about TREMOR to start winning right away with him in your online matches. Something that's really unique about TREMOR, you can see in the top left, is he actually has variations. So right now I'm in Aftershock, so you can see I've got the Aftershock moves. If I press down or if I press neutral Kameo, it will actually swap variations. Just like MKX, TREMOR actually has 3 variations as a Kameo in this game. Starting things off with the Aftershock variation. So this variation has 3 moves. You can see right there I do the 2 punch moves and I got the ground pound right there. First move we'll look at is his forward punch. This is actually a really good move. It's safe on block. It's not plus or anything like that, but it is completely safe. It doesn't work like this on every string, but you can see the AI is reversing right now. But if I do forward 1 into the rock punch, there is no gap at all. So this is a really good way to end your block strings and check your opponent. It won't be like this with every character and every string in the game, but you can see with some it's really good. The move you'll probably see Aftershock used for the most is the uppercut punch. So this is actually a great meterless starter. Doesn't matter what you start from, you can always get a full combo. Actually really strong, to be honest. Like, every character will be able to get a meterless launcher with their Kameo at any time in the game. So the final move for Aftershock is this low ground pound right here. You can see it does around 7%, so nothing too crazy on the damage. It doesn't work if it doesn't hit them. So if they block or if it whiffs, it just does 1 punch. So you can see right here, I set them to block. It'll just do the 1 punch. It doesn't do the full animation. Even though it's 27 frames, it is pretty sneaky. So I could see this hitting a lot of people, to be honest. So with the TREMOR Kameo, all of his moves are summoned. So you can see Sinel does this little pose right here. And she can't actually move while she's pressing TREMOR's moves. On paper, this sounds terrible. But if you actually swap into a different variation and press the Kameo move, it comes out as an ambush. Watch this. So if I go from Aftershock to Metallic, for example, I can move around while the Kameo is doing the move and get some insane setups. The only issue with this is that it uses the full Kameo bar. You can see it's slowly recharging right now. It does take a while. Whoa, that is cheap. That used the full Kameo bar and it wasn't optimal, but I'm getting easy combos from grabs here. If you know how to time this correctly, you'll be able to make unsafe things safe or even plus like that. Even just with a jump in, you'd be able to set up some easy harder blockables. Like, that was so simple, but like, it works. I already know this Kameo is going to be really strong, 100%. Just a rapid fire recap of Aftershock. You have the meterless combos right here. So you can get easily meterless damage with Aftershock with any character. Doesn't matter who you're using. You can use the rock punch to be safe on block. And you can throw in the ground pound in neutral or even on block if you're feeling a little bit more risky. That's basically everything you need to know about the Aftershock variation. Now we're going to get into the Metallic variation. This is actually my favorite, to be honest, and I think it's probably the best variation as well. So the first move we have here is the Lava Burst. It goes so far. It does pretty decent damage, like 60 damage. It goes very far. Like, it's not going to hit full screen, but you can see how far it goes. He also has an up version of this Lava Blast. I don't really see the point in this one. Like, you can use it in some combos, but the damage isn't really worth it. He also has this full screen Rock Toss, which actually hits low as well. Something interesting about this move is if you hold it, he actually throws it overhead. So he throws it up really high instead of low. One of the strongest things about Metallic is canceling strings into the Lava Burst. It's actually +4 on block. I'm pretty sure they can always armor through this, but anytime they actually block it, you are +4. So you have a pretty decent advantage. Metallic seems to be a mix of a rushdown and a zoning style variation. I can't really tell just yet. I think it's going to be really scary in the corner because there's no pushback and I'm +4 after this. So no pushback with +4, even if there is a gap, is still very strong. Rain probably isn't the best example for this, but you can actually combo in the corner from this. Like, I just hit down one there, but with some other characters, you'd be able to get more for sure. I found this little setup right here, which I thought was pretty sick. Doing like an overhead low full screen with Rain with the overhead boulder. Especially if I was like hiding in the bubble and then I threw out the boulder and the low. Like, there's no way you're blocking this. I feel like it's guaranteed. Also, if it hits, I get a full combo as well. So like, one example, again, just one example, but like, this is definitely going to be good. It is a little expensive, but you can also go safe or plus or block armor launches too. So you can see that didn't do any damage really with 16%, so nothing crazy. But it's basically a guaranteed way to get your opponent off you, and you get a little bit of damage on hit too. I haven't labbed it too crazy, but I bet there's some pretty crazy hard to blockables like this as well. So I could do something like this. Overhead low, get a full combo. Like, there's definitely going to be some cheap stuff here. The third and final variation we're going to talk about does return to Mortal Kombat 1. I know you guys are scared. I know you're not ready for this one. Before we get into it too crazy, yes, the armor does return. It's nowhere near as good as MKX, so don't panic, don't worry. It's definitely still good, but it's nowhere near MKX levels in my opinion. Okay, so Crystalline TREMOR in this game has 2 moves. He has the forward punch right here, and then he has the armor, which you just saw already. So he only has 2 moves. He doesn't have 3 or 4 like the other variations. First thing we'll talk about with the crystal armor is that it does take a while to come out. You can see TREMOR like has to do the punch on the ground first, and then he'll do it. So it actually does take a little bit of time. And it's a summon, so you can get hit while it's happening. You can be interrupted on this move, so you can't just go for it in neutral all the time. A lot of you are probably wondering how many hits is the armor, how long does it last? It actually lasts 6 hits, so I'll do Scorpion's Despin here, which is 6 hits, and you can see the armor's completely gone. I think the best thing about this move is that it actually stops you from getting launched. So this is normally a launcher right here, but you can see it just won't launch me at all. Obviously, if I don't have the armor, I'll get launched. But as long as that armor's on, if you get hit by something, you will not get full comboed. You still take damage, you don't get snapped out of it like you did in MKX, but you don't get launched, which is a huge bonus. Without a doubt, the craziest thing about the crystal armor is you can use it as a summon, so there's pretty much 0 risk. There's literally 0 risk, actually. The only real risk you're taking is that it costs you a whole Kameo bar, but other than that, it's completely safe. This is going to open up some pretty crazy options. Like, for example, I can do something like this. Now I've got the crystal armor after my entire block string, and then I can kind of do whatever I want safely. It doesn't really make you plus or anything like that, but you can't get full combo launch, so you can take risk if you want. Give it some time, and when you guys start getting in the lab, you're gonna find some crazy setups and block strings and find some crazy stuff with this Kameo. I know some of you will ask about his fatal blow, so I'm just gonna put it in the video right now to show you guys what it looks like. You might have seen this already, but why not put it in the video again? Yeah, that is sick. That is actually really sick. That is basically everything you need to know about the TREMOR Kameo in Mortal Kombat 1. I pretty much showed you everything that is possible with the Kameo at the moment. Let me know in the comments right now how you feel about TREMOR Kameo. Do you think he's top tier? Do you think he's cheap? Do you think he's weak? Let me know how you feel about the Kameo. Personally, I think this Kameo is very strong and might be one of the best Kameos in the game at the moment. Once TREMOR is officially released, I'll play him in some online matches and make a video of that, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to continue watching Mortal Kombat 1, check out one of these videos right here. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah, this Kameo is about to be so cheap.